And greetings and welcome in. It is good to be back in the home studio. I decided to make the trek across the neighborhood, even though my brother comes in tonight, but that's okay. Let's do this. All right, guys, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll be doing this every day this week, including Christmas Eve, because I have no life, and that's what I do on Christmas Eve. I'd rather be here talking to the camera and you by default. So thank you. Yes, the interview with Pub Bry was great, so you guys have all 4 parts now. What a guy. I mean, the guy's incredible. He's so fun to talk to. I messaged with him a little bit. What is today? Today's Thursday. So I guess it was Sunday night or Saturday night, something like that. Just a phenomenal person. Great interview. Good reasons for everything that he does. And his track record speaks for himself. And we're very fortunate to talk to him. And I think it's going to be the first of many conversations with Mr. Pub Bry. So black shirt. Yep, black shirt. Always a black shirt. All right, let's do it. So the market closed up again today. I don't understand it. Every day. I mean, we have so many. So I started like cycling through the news. Literally every piece of the news is Omicron and Elon Musk. That's it. So with that, with Omicron being the biggest thing out there, you would think that, hey, market's going to fall. People are scared. Christmas travel is going to be disrupted. No more New Year's parties. People are not going to go shopping as much. Nope. Market just keeps going higher and higher and higher. It's truly incredible. I don't understand it. I mean, everything out here is Omicron, Biden administration, and Elon Musk. That's it. So, hey, what do you want me to do about it? Elon did an interesting interview. If you guys want to go and listen to it, it's, well, don't go listen now. You can go listen tonight. Babylon Bee. I don't know what the hell that is, but doesn't matter. Elon Musk did an interview with them. Very weird interview. Like the format of it. It was, I literally was listening to it and I'm like, are they going to start the interview or is this like a behind the scenes thing? It seemed like they were shooting the you know what with him and that just turned into the interview. It was very strange, but Babylon Bee, he talks about his paying taxes. He literally goes, I could probably go and just get TurboTax and do my own taxes. My taxes are so simple. I own private shares of SpaceX. I own public shares of Tesla, and that is honestly about it. And he's going to pay $11 billion this year. And of course, he got on, what's her name? Elizabeth Warren. But before that, his 10% stake that he has sold is almost over. He sold enough stock to make his sales total 10%, removing the overhang of the shares. It came down that he had options that were expiring. He needed to purchase them or something like that, so he had to sell. He also had to pay his taxes. Elon Musk, who has been selling billions of dollars worth of Tesla in recent months, seemed to tweet at Elizabeth Warren. I just love the feud between him and Elizabeth Warren because he makes sense and she really doesn't. Let's see. There was something funny he put in there. Let's change here it is. She said, let's change the rig tax code so the person of the year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading. And then he said, I'm paying $11 billion. I think that's probably close to the most ever paid by a person in the United States in 1 year in taxes. But hey, what else did he say? What else did he say? No, that just goes down to that poll that he did. So my wealth isn't a deep mystery. This is when he said in this interview, I can go and do my own taxes. What a legend this guy is. Jim Cramer, good to see you. Good to see you, Timo. I haven't seen your face in a while, Timo. Jim Cramer says the U.S. won't need lockdowns to manage the Omicron surge. Jim Cramer is one of the people that actually has COVID right now, but he's been on television on his, I think he's on Squawk Box in the morning, or maybe, I don't know if that's what the show is called. Anyways, I think we could probably take the prospect of lockdowns off the table. If you go back to the spring of 2020, you saw one industry after another getting obliterated as hospitals got overwhelmed and states got shut down in their economies. Orders to flatten the curve. This is not happening this time, Mad Money host said. So we'll see. I do want to have an open discussion about something else in regards to stocks that have been beaten down by COVID. But here he said, schools are not going to close because the administrators have gotten better at handling the virus. Frankly, we don't have the political will to close all sorts of different enterprises. Worst case, we might see some social distancing measures, some hours cut back, but I doubt we will see everything shut down. I tend to agree with him. I don't think that's going to happen again in the United States. That was drastic. And frankly, it was drastic to business. Businesses got smoked. Texas A&M won't play in the Gator Bowl due to COVID issues. But with that being said, I'm starting to see these things that are popping up where different events are getting canceled. CES, the consumer electronic show, I think that's what it's called. Amazon has already canceled. All these big companies have decided to cancel. I think it was right up here on the front page. CES. It really doesn't matter. This is the biggest show. Actually, I really want to go to one year. I was supposed to go last year, but I couldn't go because COVID happened. So that's sad. And now here we are. Can't go again. All right. What do we have here? Let me start reading some of your stuff. I am going to. That's it for the news. The news is so boring this week. And then on top of that, there's like literally nothing to talk about. So let's just talk about whatever. 1 p.m. in New Zealand. Welcome. Oh, cool. Let's see. Might be a bad take, but I hear Omicron is basically a sore throat for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. But it affects everybody differently, so how am I supposed to know? I bet my college semester will be online at some point. Can we discuss disruption? Sure. What do you want to talk about? Jim Cramer is cute for thinking school closures had anything to do with the virus itself. Warren should focus more on Nancy Pelosi. Okay. I wish Canada was a bit smarter. We love restrictions and lockdowns. Yes, you do. West Coaster. Hey there. How are you? Okay. So a discussion I had today was about CCL and my holding of CCL. And I just looking forward. I'm not going to disclose everything that we said because there's people that pay for the bid and ask nation, and I want to give them the most value. But I've been toying with the idea of if I want to keep my CCL position. So there's those in the chat that are in the bid and ask. Of course, they know my entire stance on it. But guys, I'm not sold that the cruise line and the airline industry is not going to be heavily impacted on this. But not only on Omicron, but whatever the next cron is, and the next cron, and the next cron. And this to me is going to keep going for a little while. If you want to call it the flu, I don't really care. Maybe it's going to become the new flu. The point is, it doesn't matter. If the hysteria is there, businesses are going to be in trouble. That's plain and simple. If we have an influenza that comes out, and it's just called influenza, it's not a coronavirus, and that becomes some type of hysteria, you're going to have an issue. So that's my fears that I'm going with CCL. Yeah, that was a very good conversation. Okay, what else do we have here? On CCL, are you up or down on it? You know what? I'm up on it right now. I am up on it right now. The Monish interview has been so good, I'm going to listen a few more times. Yeah, so here's a fun fact. I've never watched a video of our own. I've never watched like a video that we've done. I've never watched an interview that we've done. I've never watched a morning show that I've done in its entirety. I watched them early on just to see like lighting and sound and everything, but I've never actually rewatched the show. But I am going to rewatch the interviews because I really enjoy listening to those interviews. Denny, what are your largest holdings, stocks, ETFs? I see you talk a lot about short-term charts, but don't see a lot talk about your long holdings. So good question. I'm going to pull up my account right here and just read you some of my holdings. So remember, this is not, there's some of these holdings that are going to be mine. Some of them are going to be my family's, but I'm going to read them off to you. AT&T, these are all long-term. Alibaba, AU, Anglo Gold, Apple, GOLD, BP, Bristol Myers, CCL, Intel, Facebook, and United. And United we've held for a very long time, and that one is slaying, even with the pullbacks that have been going on. So those are some of the holdings that we have. Those are the long-term holdings. And then, of course, I have my trades that you guys know about, but some of the long-term stuff we have. And Apple is my largest position by far, absolutely by far. My cost basis on Apple is $17 or something like that. It's insane. So that is my largest holding and our largest family holding. COVID could be a great change to our business and markets. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the greatest change to the business and markets, but we'll see. Here's a good question. Omicron boosts COVID stocks now that is Omicron going to boost COVID stocks like Zoom, DocuSign, etc.? You know, it's funny. I'm just inclined to say yes, of course, but I don't think so. I think people are going at this virus a little bit differently because you're even seeing the numbers that are out there. And there was a story out today, I can't remember who published it, but they said 90% of the COVID cases in the United States right now are Omicron. And you don't really see less people shopping in stores. You don't see less people on the streets. People are going out and people are just doing things. And I think that it's getting to the point where people are maybe saying, okay, maybe this is the quote unquote new normal that everybody talks about. And this is just going to be what it is. So maybe those types of stocks like the Zoom and the DocuSign are not going to crush it like they did before. Remember, that usership is not going to go to those levels that it did before. It's just not going to happen. So that's that. Okay. You hold Facebook, never heard of him. My bad. Meta, phase, verse, whatever it is. Do you sell covered calls on your Apple position? Yep. I always have covered calls on my Apple position, my entire position, with the intention of I am not going to lose them. So, for example, I don't know, it was probably about a month ago at this point. I sold 170 calls on Apple it was a 4% delta at the time that I wrote those. And for those of you that don't know, delta means the chance of that event occurring. So there was a 4% chance that my shares were going to sell at 170 by the execution date, and it happened. So I just took the loss on them, rolled it over, wrote new calls, and moved on. So with my Apple position, I do not want to lose my Apple position. To be honest with you, when Apple drops to 120 and below, I'm going to be building that position even more. Do younger generations really go on cruises? Boomers are starting to die off. I have no idea. I've never been on a cruise. I have no desire to go on a cruise. But maybe the boomers will keep going on the cruises with their Facebook, Amazon tablets. Got me. And go from there. I have no idea. Why is gold dragging? Well, listen, this is what happens with gold. Gold will eventually do the opposite of the dollar, but it's lagging right now. Interest rates are chaotic. Inflation is chaotic. Gold, if the dollar starts to fall, which it absolutely will, because you cannot have dollars at these levels let's just pull up the dollar right now. What is it? XL. What's the dollar? Somebody tell me the dollar ETF. I don't know why I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but we'll go through that. And I'll show you where the dollar is, but once the dollar falls apart, the dollar has to fall apart. With everything that they've done as far as printing and the amount of rampant inflation that's going on, yeah, it's going to happen. The dollar's going to fall apart, and that's when gold is going to surge. I'm telling you right now. But somebody tell me the dollar ETF. I don't know why I can't think of that off the top of my head. Okay. I was ready to hear Southwest. UUP. Thank you, sir. That's the dollar. So the dollar is up here. And if you look, if we just go back to March of 2020, COVID levels, the dollar came down here and you saw the drastic fall that occurred. This will happen again. The dollar will come down to this $24 or even lower range, back down in this area. It's going to happen. And that's when you're going to start to see gold start to move forward on you. So do you have plans for 2022? Anything exciting for the channel? Any other interviews? Of course, we have other interviews lined up. It's going to be incredible. Are you okay? Let's see. Thank you for asking Fabri about Alibaba. Yeah, that was Seth's big thing. Are you considering investing in Tencent? Great question. So I've been considering an investment in Tencent for a very long time. I think more likely than not, I'm going to pull the trigger, and I am going to buy the shares in the Hong Kong market instead of the OTC market. But I absolutely do believe, I do think that I will invest in Tencent at some point. It was on my radar before we spoke with Monish, and then after we spoke with him. So listen, everything that he said in the interview, I had already heard him say before about Tencent, because he has given long, drawn-out explanations of his reasoning behind Tencent. He had never said that he actually bought it until we asked him, but he did say that. He also talked about Prosus. So I'm interested in looking at Prosus too, but I need to do a deep dive into those because I'm not going to buy those OTC either. I decided that I'm going to start buying, if I buy companies that are of foreign exchanges, I'm not going to buy in US markets. I'm just going to buy them in the foreign markets from now on, even though it's a little bit more expensive, because I think that the politics that goes on in the U.S. markets with all of this nonsense, frankly, it's stupid. That's what it is. Let's see here. Would you mind giving your thoughts on Rocket? Sure. Let's do Rocket. Wait, Rocket Lab or Rocket Mortgage? RKLB. Okay, Rocket Lab. He said, I'm confused. I'm a value investor, but I'm confused with their warrants. Oh, Second Shadow. I have no idea. I'd have to spend some time digging into that one. Cost basis on Micron at $72 after a 10% jump yesterday. Still room to run up. So listen, I'm just, in my opinion, I think that you should take profits up here on Micron if you're not in this for the very, very long term. If you're in it for the long term, stay in it. But if you've gotten lucky with this 10% jump, it's going to more likely than not pull back to this $86 range. That's just how these things work. As a 24-year-old, I've never been on a cruise. Well, as a 33-year-old, I've never been on a cruise. Should we buy physical gold or ETFs? I always buy ETFs. Yeah, I'll buy gold companies too, but I'm gonna always favor the ETF. Is Elon ever gonna be interviewed on EM? I would not be surprised, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Good to have you back. Thank you, Dom. I'm glad to be back. I'm surprised COVID hit the cruise industry so hard. God, Matt. I always read Matt Jones's things, like he always puts it's always like 3 or 4 lines. So I think it's like this novel, incredible, like earth-shattering idea, and then it turns into a joke, which I laugh at every single time, but it's pretty funny. Anyone under the age of 300 who you'll interview? No, I prefer people that are old and dinosaurs because they're smarter than you. Where else can we go? Sorry, I'm late. Thanks for the video. Oh, thank you. Why are we live right now after the market closed? Because I feel better after the market this week. So, what else do we have? Prosus or Tencent? Why not both? Baba. Okay, guys, give me some stocks. I'll run through them, and we'll go from there. Tom, you're funny. Consider looking at. I already answered your question, Killer Mamba. Give me some stocks. I'll flip through them real quick. We can talk about them, and let's do that. APS, Digital Turbine for a Swing. APPS. Let's see. Swing trade. Oh yeah, this is looking good. So you're getting into that overbought area. Let me open my pencil. So you're getting into this overbought area right here, but you definitely have room to climb towards the 100-day moving average. So this can certainly happen. Once you get to 65.40, consider taking profits. But actually, definitely take profits. I don't even know if you'll get there, but you'll have to exit your position. But yeah, be careful with that one. It's I don't like that you're getting into this overbought area. That's the only thing that I don't like. So be careful. Just make sure you're using stops. Is the market open on Christmas Eve? The market closes at, I believe, 2 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Neo, it might be 1 o'clock, but the market closes early on Christmas Eve. That's all you need to know. What do we have here? Neo. So Neo, no. You have no good trend over here. You have no good trend over here. You got to let this thing develop in either direction. I wouldn't touch Neo right now unless you want to do it from a swing trading perspective. eBay. Let's do eBay. eBay. Oh, man, eBay's been beaten down. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that happened pretty quickly. I mean, I thought eBay was still up here in the 80s, but we've come back down to this consolidation area. And let's zoom out a little bit further and just see. So it touched its peak twice here, trying to break all-time highs in that time frame. And here we are. It made its run up, but it came right back down to below its moving averages. So, guys, people in the Bid and Ask Nation, why don't you guys go and look at eBay and run it through Stock Analyzer, and we'll talk about that one after the show's over, and we can talk about maybe a value play on that. I can't remember my number on eBay. I think it was in the 50s. But I just can't remember off the top of my head. But I am very pleasantly surprised to see that price right there. Okay, what else do we have? NVIDIA. Oh, there's something that I need to toot my horn about after this is over. Okay, so NVIDIA had this insane run up. I told you guys, right, when it just had this crazy flagpole up. Flagpoles always end badly, and this thing fell right back down to this. And let's erase all these lines. Yep, right there. It fell right to this gap. Barely filled the gap. Did it even fill the gap? Maybe it didn't fill the gap, but it fell right back down. And this is what they do. Flagpoles go up, flagpoles come down. So I told you guys take profits up here and up here. I hope you did. All right, let's go back to Tesla. So Tesla, this is when Hertz came in, and Hertz let this thing jump. Look at that. Excuse me. Flagpole like crazy, and I said this thing is going to come back down to this 920 area, and here we are. Fell all the way back down, jumped a little bit today, but we came right back down to this 920 area, and I think even lower than that. So guys, the charts work. I'm telling you, they work. If you're not in the Bid and Ask Nation and you're watching this, come and join, and you're gonna do well. Even if you're a value investor. I mean, here's a great example of something that I did from a value standpoint. This was Intel the other day. So Intel decided that my cost basis on Intel was $50. $48. So what happened with Intel is they had kind of just been stuck in this range, very range bound. And then all of a sudden, this is where that Mobileye announcement came out. Stock jumped up 10% right in the morning, right off the rip. I was like, okay, they're giving me a free 10%. This reaction to this news was so stupid that it was a no-brainer for me. I just looked at this and said, I literally opened the app, saw that it was up for the reason that it was up, and I was like, this is stupid. I'm selling this morning. So I went and I took all my profits off of Intel at $54.50. And here we are back down at $50, $51. It's a no-brainer. And then I sold options at $50 just to buy my shares back, and I sold options below $50 to buy even more shares. When you get reactions like this, it is absolutely stupid to not take profits on things. And you can learn this right from a chart. And it's very easy to understand. So, would you ever do in-person lectures on short trading? I do in-person lectures on anything. I like to talk. You know what's funny? I don't really like to, when I'm just like with people, I don't like to talk. But I like giving talks, and I like talking to big groups of people. The bigger the group, the better. And that's the kind of talking I like to do. I don't really like having conversations. I think maybe I'm just weird. Conversations are weird to me. I'm not a very good conversational person. Like if I'm sitting at a table with two people, I'm just like, God, this is freaking awkward. I don't know what to say right now. How are your kids? And inside my mind, I'm like, I really don't care how your kids are, but I have to say something because this is incredibly awkward. Anyways, Bristol Myers. It cannot detach from that 100-day moving average. The nice thing is that here's what I told you about Bristol Myers, and I've said this multiple times. Let's pull up a line chart over here. The way that Bristol Myers fell down, and let's zoom in a little bit. The way that Bristol Myers fell down, with the exception of this little blip, it fell straight down. So the run up, it didn't have any resistance to go through. And you could see it created a nice W, and it's creating these Ws again up here. So I don't think that this thing is going to actually pull back down to this 58 level anytime soon because of the Ws that it has created. We'll see. We'll see. But what do we have? You're going to need a lot of volume to get through the 100 and 200 day moving average is going to be very tough for you. So I hope that you can get through there for my sake too, because we hold it as a family. What do we got? Who's next? Worlds collide. Yeah, they do. Tesla, Baba. Oh, that is so many stocks. I don't even know what to say about that. AMD at 160. Why don't we take a gander? AMD's nuts. All right. So consolidating right between the 25 and the 50-day moving average. If you break above these two moving averages, you can make some noise up here around 160. But your trend right now, I don't love it because you moved up, came back down. You're trying again. You got to be patient with this one. And if you're playing this one, you got to use stops. Do not be in this from a long-term perspective right now. Okay. Can we check Coin? I will look at Coin for you, but when did they go public? They just recently went public in April. So I don't have a full year of chart right here. What I would rather do is come over here to a 15-minute chart and just show you how to play it on a 15-minute chart. So let's see. Actually, I'm quite surprised right now. I was expecting Coin to have a lot of fluctuation, which gave us a lot of time above 80% and a lot of time below 20%. But if you look at the last 4 days, look how much time this red line was in the non-sweet spot compared to when it was in the sweet spot. I mean, look at this. You have a couple minutes here, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes here. I mean, you're really not, man, I don't like Coin. I would go and find something else, to be honest with you. Okay. Mo uses Schwab. Yeah, I use Schwab. ELY, Callaway. I don't like Callaway as a company. I think they make terrible products, but who am I to judge? I'm the guy that they gave me, I don't like them because they gave me these what do you call them? They're irons. First of all, I don't like their irons. I've gotten rid of them. I have a tailor-made bag now. But I had their fairway wood. I took a swing. It wasn't even cold or anything. I dented the face of it. They gave me another one. I will say their customer service is pretty good. It dented again. So it's just a piece of crap. Anyways, look at this consolidation area right here. And then same thing over here. So you're just stuck here at this resistance point right now. It's going to be very difficult for you to push above. And even if you do push above, you're not going to get above this $29 level. So if you want to do anything, come over here on a swing trading chart, try to grab it and try to make it up to like $29 or so and go from there. BA. So I was looking at Boeing from a value perspective yesterday. I just don't love Boeing. I'm just, everything, it's always one thing to another, and they just can never get themselves going. Here's your high, here's your low, here's your 50% right in this little area right here, about 235, 240. Maybe that's a little bit low. Maybe it's 240. I don't know. But if you want to try to trade this thing, I would probably come over here and just try to swing trade it up to about 235, maybe. I mean, you still got to get through 4 major moving averages, but Boeing is I bought Boeing at about $95. I bought it at $99 on the nose. That's what it was during COVID, right when it happened. It ran up to about 240 or 230 or something stupid. What? Let me just find this out. No, that's what it was. I bought it down here at 99. I sold it a couple days later at 185. That's what it was. And then I held some shares and I did sell more shares here. I think it was around 220. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But the point is, I really thought they were going to get going again, and they're not. It's just no good. What else do we have? GE and Boeing have become craters. Yeah, it's crazy. It's literally crazy what's going on with Boeing. I may cancel Spotify and Netflix so I can afford EM. I don't blame you. There's nothing good on Netflix anymore anyways, and Spotify sucks. Get Apple Music. But with that being said, seriously though, Netflix and like Showtime and stuff, if you want to watch a show, They put it out all at one. Buy it at 1 month at a time. It's not like if you want to watch a specific show. It's what I do with Showtime. Like if I want to go watch Billions or I want to go to HBO and watch Succession or something, I just wait till the season's over. Buy it 1 month, move on. You don't need that crap in your life. It's a waste of time anyways. Go read a book. Why don't we do Disney? I've been wanting to do Disney. I've been wanting to look at Disney all day, to be honest with you. Suppose I could have just looked at it earlier, but I decided not to. I decided to wait for the moment of truth. Do it live on the air. Okay. Actually, live in the air, because you can't be on the air. You're in the air. So I am in the air right now, not on the air. It's impossible to be on air. That's why I don't understand the on-air signs. It should say in air. Okay. Interesting trend here. I don't really... So here's my problem with Disney. We have not had a good trend since September of last year. All of this crap down here is just, it's all over the place. So what I would rather you do, come over here, try to grab it for, if you can get an engulfing candlestick like such on tomorrow, but maybe more likely next week. Roll with it, see if you can get something, because this is a beautiful swing trade that's developing right now. You need some volume coming in. I don't think I would look at it from a long-term perspective yet. I just don't think I would. I don't trust that trend. Ocugen, the most disruptive, what do you call it? Drug company in all of the land. And it is now 7:30 p.m. The market is now open. Ha, sarcasm. Let's see. So you are at a consolidation level right now. God. All right. Here's what I would tell you. If you want to do anything with that, this is my 15-minute chart. Come over here, see if we can trade Ocugen. I would never invest in this company any longer than 15 minutes. I mean, any longer than a very short period of time intraday. I would never sit in this company overnight. They're garbage. Their pipeline's garbage. Everything about them is garbage, and you should not be involved with them. You can, even from a day trading perspective, it's hard to find trends here. Literally, even from a day trading perspective, this is the best we have. And look at these wicks that we have going on with this thing, guys. For Ocugen, I say just move on. Just move on. Okay, radio waves are transmitting through, and we're carried on air, but it's stupid to call them radio waves because we... You are actually on air because atoms don't ever touch. You are floating in the air. You're in the air. I told you. In the air. What the hell is going on here? All right. Let's do a couple more stocks. I'll hit LABU from a day trading standpoint. Let's see here. Yeah, so let's do it. Let's do LABU from a day trading. So guys, this is one of my favorite stocks to day trade. Actually, this is my favorite stock to day trade. And this is a 3-time levered ETF. So it moves fast. That's all. That's what you need to know about that. And I love it because you get every single day, you get massive moves on this stock. So every day you're going to get an opportunity to trade this. For example, let's go to, this was Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So let's go to Friday. This is Friday right here. We had on Friday, we were above 80% for basically the entire day with the exception of the morning and the evening. So when could we have added to this? Well, we could have added at, let's see here. This would have been our addition point. So let's say that we were adding at $37.82. Let's write that down. 37. Not all trades are going to go this way. I'm cherry picking a good day. And you would have stayed in this thing until the evening when this thing dropped below 80% at, let's see here, $39.87. So you make about $2 a share. And that's complete cherry picking. But you see that these are the trends that you go for. You're looking for above 80%, good volume coming in, engulfing candlesticks, and you move on and make a lot of money. And the good thing about this is you cannot short LABU. But what you can do is go to the inverse of this. So if LABU is starting to go down like this, you can't short it. But what you can do is go over to LABD, which is the inverse, on that same day and buy it long. So that's all you're doing. LABU and LABD are exact opposites of each other. So you're always going long on one of them. If you want to short LABU, you go long on LABD. and vice versa. And that's how you deal with that one. So I love LABU. It's my absolute favorite. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of that. What else do we have? Ooh, Penn. What's my thoughts on Penn? I don't really know. We have a video coming out on Penn that we recorded yesterday, so you'll get to see that one. Let's go. Penn is probably a good one to day trade. Yeah, Penn's a good stock to day trade because it gets that crazy action every single day. Good, over 80%. Pretty good volume coming in. This doesn't look high, but it's consistent. And it had great engulfing candlestick running through the afternoon. Same thing here. You got a little bit of a run there. So this is a good stock to put on a day trading chart, but it's not the best. Let's go over here and look at Penn from a more long-term perspective. They have been abused. They have been beaten down from a high of $142 on March 15th to $50.87 today. That is quay, as the kids say. So what would I implore you to do? You're going to have to get through these moving averages, but what I would do is wait for some volume to come in, swing trade this, see if you can get it up to the 50-day moving average. I wouldn't even bother over here. Yes, I know your trend is halfway decent over here, but guys, I think that you're going to run into a ton of resistance here at 53.28 and even more. You could try to get it to $59, but you know what? Maybe you do have a run over here. Maybe if you do want to trade this long term, you can run it up to $59 because $59.67 is your 50-day moving average. Maybe you do have a run over here. If you want to throw it on a watch list and play with it, go for it. I think that would be a good idea. Bid and ask is the best investment I ever made. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you joined us. Steve Kronk is great. All right. Are you coming in on the morning? I need to know. Get up early. Jay, no, I'm not going to be in the morning at all. I'll be back on the morning show, the actual morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Next Monday, I'll be back. But for this week, I'm going to be doing 7 p.m. shows. It's just a little bit easier for me. And I still want to talk to you guys and get in on it. So that's that. All right. I will do 2 more stocks and I'm going to get out of here. ChargePoint. All right. Let's do ChargePoint. CHPT. Is this, when did they go public? Oh, God. Is this one of the hypes? This is one of the hypes. Nothing. Explodes and falls right back down. So, Stock Mo, tell somebody to buy this one, I'm sure. I'm sure he started telling everybody to buy this at $49 and it's going to be a banger and he's a genius and he's a school teacher, so that's awkward. And he loves cats. Oh, question. I meant to ask Seth this earlier. I don't know if Seth is on right now. I suppose I could just type and see if Seth is on. Hold on a second. Maybe you guys can tell us. Did Stock Mo did he react to us? Or did he say something about us? I heard somebody say that today, and I'm like, really? That spineless man responded to us in some way? I really don't like that guy. He's ruined / will ruin / is ruining a lot of lives. And it just drives me crazy because I don't think that people should be hurt in that way to no fault of their own. He actually did. Wow, that's incredible. What did he say? I don't want to see the video because I'm not wasting my time watching that creeper, but tell me what he said. Anyways, ChargePoint, guys, don't look at this. Go over to a 15-minute chart. Look at ChargePoint. Let's go to a 15-minute and just see if we can get a decent. Can we ever get something? Yeah. So this is something that you can come over here and you can try to catch some trends here and there. You'll catch a little bit of something. It's not a daily thing, but yeah, he called us clowns. Oh, that's shocking. All right. Well, that's the best he has. That's unfortunate. Let's look at Fuel Cell. I haven't looked at Fuel Cell in a while. Oh my goodness. I remember, guys, we were in Fuel Cell somewhere in this area. Maybe it was up. I have no idea. Maybe it was up here. I have no idea. But I remember this was making this charge up here, and I was like, oh, this thing actually has somewhere to go. And here we are back at $6 again. So, yeah, that's crazy. All right. Let's go. I'll do 2 more stocks. Who else? He is a creeper. He cried and said, you guys are bullies. Good. They probably are jealous because of Pabrai. He's just the most nice, gracious man. You know, he's over in India right now for his his annual retreat that he does. It's very interesting. If you go on his Twitter and take a gander. Anyways, I remember Fuel Cell. Yeah, Bacon, you got that right. He called you out all war. Yeah, I'm not going to war. You ever hear that? You ever hear that argument? If you argue with idiots, you become the idiot. Well, that's a very cliche argument, but it's absolutely true. I'm not arguing with that bozo. The guy doesn't have two legs to stand on. So let me tell you about the first time I looked at StockMo. So I was sitting in my family room, and Seth pulls up a video and shows me this guy named StockMo, and I was like, oh, well, he's probably smart, so let me look at him. He pulls up some company. I think it was Neo or Nikola. It doesn't matter. And he starts looking at projected future revenue and projected future balance sheet and saying that this is what the company did the last quarter. He literally made a video, went out there and started talking about the projections of the future and calling it exactly what they did the last quarter. I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Anyways. Thank you, Don. Okay. JWN. We haven't done JWN in a while. So the last time I did JWN was, I think I was invested in them. Whoa. Okay. I like this gap down that just happened. This is great. I might want to go and revisit this from a value perspective. So, even from a trading perspective, it looks like you're starting to make this very nice trend to the top side. I really like that. The only issue that I have here is all the volume. Don't love the volume that's going on. So, man, this is interesting. So the hard part about this gap that needs to fill, guys, take a look. I should draw it over here. Take a look at where this gap is. You got to get through 3 major moving averages, including the 100-day moving average, to get this thing going. That's going to be the hard part for you. And for you to do that, you're going to need a lot of volume. And we're getting basically half of the average daily volume right now. Company is totally out of favor. But hey, if you want to throw a tracker share on this and grab this long term, you might get a nice run up here to about $25, $26. And maybe you'll fill that gap. I don't know. But this is a very interesting one. I'd really be happy to dig into this one with you guys in the Bid and Ask Nation if you want to look at it from a value perspective. I fear stores in the future. So, what else do we have? DUK. So here's my conundrum that I'm in right now. I'm actually thoroughly enjoying this. My voice is starting to get a little bit weak. I don't want to mess it up because I'm actually feeling pretty good. Downtrend right now. I'm sorry, decelerating volume with Duke Energy right now, and we are in a downtrend. So if you want to look at going short on this thing, wait for some engulfing candlesticks. I would implore you to take out this low of probably 102, maybe it's a little bit below 102. Somewhere, here we go. I would implore you to get below the 100-day moving average, and then you can go short on it. That's so funny. I bet StockMo wouldn't be able to do that. I just drew this line out of nowhere, and then it happened to be the 100-day moving average. So that's really awkward. Anyways. PayPal check. We haven't checked PayPal in a long time. Leo. PayPal. So I've told you guys this for a long time. If you want to ever put, you know what? I think this is a great idea. I've been saying it, and I'm going to do it myself. So I'm going to buy a tracker share of PayPal. I've been telling you guys to do it. If there's ever a time to spend $200 on a tracker share, it's right now. I would grab PayPal. And see if we can run this thing up to about $220 a share and make $30 a share. I think this can happen. If we can just get one engulfing candlestick, run this up, it would actually work. Now, with a tracker share, some of you may not know, a tracker share is one share that you see in your brokerage account every day. Here's what happens. You start putting everything on a watch list. You put this on a watch list, that on a watch list. All of a sudden, you have 30 stocks on a watch list. And then when PayPal is starting to make beautiful engulfing candlesticks, you're not in it because it was on your watch list and you didn't notice it. But if you have a tracker share, it's in your brokerage account every day. You're seeing that there. It always reminds you, go back and look. It's a lot tighter than a watch list. Worst case scenario, PayPal goes out of business. The company goes to zero. You lose $191. say, if that's what you buy. And your life is over. And then you are pedaling for kittens on the side of the road. Oh, are we not doing our metaverse? So we'll do we'll check the metaverse and we'll check Alibaba, then I'll get out of here. How about that? I've also never drank more Gatorade in my life because I don't like to drink water. That's another fun fact about me. I do not like water. It tastes like poo. So this is Meta. Oh my goodness, this is such a cluster. So if we take out all the gaps in the movement of all over the place, let's just draw a couple lines here. Let's draw 2 lines just like that. There we go. It's just consolidating. It's consolidating between basically, let's call it for evenness, 320 and 345, and it's just bouncing around in there. And what it's doing is just hovering right on top, basically, of these 2 major moving averages and just slowing and slowing and slowing and trying to consolidate even tighter. What would I do? To be honest, I would just sit tight, and eventually, at some point, this thing is going to turn into an uptrend. Guys, Facebook is the first letter of the FANGs. Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple. And as goes the market is going to go Facebook. If you take out the FANGs, I was reading this tonight. If you take out the FANGs, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, they're responsible for about 45%, 50% of the climb of the S&P in the last 10 years. If you take those out, the S&P is almost flat. It is remarkable to see that those 5 companies have carried the market this far. So for those of you that don't think this is all going to fall apart, well, first of all, you're crazy. But with that being said, when this does fall apart, these ones are going to get hit bad. Now, the good news is I shouldn't speak for all of them, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google are excellent companies as far as financials go, and Microsoft should be in there. Those companies are going to do better. They're going to get down to a good value perspective. They're going to get down to a good valuation, and you're going to be able to buy them. And they're going to go right back up. They're going to do very well. They're very good companies going into the future. But with that being said, these companies are going to get hit very badly because they're some of the most overhyped and overpriced stocks in the market right now. But with that being said, for Facebook, just chill out. We'll go from there. And Baba, last one, had a big day yesterday. It was up like 10% yesterday. Baba was back, and then it wasn't back today. So that's sad. Maybe it was back. I have no idea. Nor do I care. If you look, volume is very weak. We haven't touched average volume in probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Call it 12 days. And this is one of the weakest uptrends I've ever seen. It looks like a quivering child. This looks like Stock Mo if we brought him on the show and got into a debate with him. It's just like shaking in its boots. It can't even decide if it's going to get over that yellow line right there. So don't even look at it from a long-term perspective. I've said this for a very long time. If you want to do anything with it at all, come over here and wait for the red line to swing up and try to trade this long. Try to run it up to the 50-day moving average, 148 or something like that, and go from there. But also at the same point, Baba's not a bad one to come over here and get day trades on. Somebody in the Bid and Ask Nation crushed this day trade yesterday. He told me he entered it at 10 o'clock in the morning, and he was in it all day until right here, 145 exit. So what time? Let's see. Let's cross whisker. He made a killing on this thing. He bought it at 123.30. I think he said he bought it at 120.22. I think he bought it right here, 120.22. And he ended up selling somewhere in this area, 122.43, something like that. So it's incredible. It works. Guys, if you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation, come on over here. This is everythingmoney.com. You get all the videos that we put on there, all of the news that we put on there. 8 Pillars Portfolio, Retirement Calculator, Stock Analyzer Tool, exclusive content that we put out to just our community members only. If you want to join the Bid and Ask right here, $80 a month gets you into that. There's all the charts that you can do. You get the Trading 101 series, which is all of my training videos, seminars, etc. You get the Employed Trader series, which is 6 stocks that I pick and we stick with the entire year, and I go through every single day with you. I give you an update on them every single day. So I basically take the legwork out for you. I tell you to buy, sell, hold, short, whatever. I do monthly exclusive Saturday seminars one Saturday a month only for the bid and ask. And of course, you get the Discord community. And you get to talk to me and listen to my snarky comments every single day of your life. So who in the world would not want to listen to that? I don't know. All right, guys. I will see you here, same time, same place, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Set your reminders. Tell Siri that Mo goes live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. Peace.